My Neighbor Alice, Alice, is a novel game in view of blockchain, in which members who are not crypto locals cooperate to fabricate, make, and play. A game presents blockchain components that are pleasant and open for gamers who know nothing about NFTs, non-fungible tokens. This video makes sense of what Alice is, the value of its token in the crypto market, central and specialized examination, pointers for Neighbor Alice market cost, normal exchanging value, Neighbor Alice value expectations and normal gauge cost. What is My Neighbor Alice, Alice? By empowering gamers to interface, talk, and associate with different players and clients, My Neighbor Alice further develops the total gaming experience. In this astonishing game, players can assemble their symbols and associate with different players utilizing them to find out about Alice's environmental factors. Alice's biological system's different virtual islands are parted into a few land plots. These plots are addressed by NFTs, which players can use to adjust the geology, fabricate new fixes, and embellish their in-game properties. The game likewise has a plot that players progress through by finishing targets. What are the purposes for Alice tokens? Coming up next are a portion of the purposes for the My Neighbor Alice token. Purchase in-game things. Alice is a virtual money that can be utilized in the market to buy in-game products and symbols NFTs. Game exercises. Take part in different in-game exercises, like contests, to win Alice tokens. Marking. The Alice token can be used in the framework to acquire marking payouts. It fools clients into putting away tokens and putting resources into the organization. Administration is decentralized, through the local area affiliation, which concludes how assets are spent and the way that the game is created and extended. Token holders might have the option to take part in the decentralized administration process. What might My Neighbor Alice do for me with my funds? The collaboration between members as they maintain My Neighbor Alice's business prompts a few lucrative open doors, as will be examined underneath. Purchase, sell creatures. Creatures are excellent NFTs ready to make new things from previous ones. Every creature has unmistakable reproducing skills, some of which are more surprising than others, making them more significant on the lookout and, surprisingly, ready to become novel products. Fill in for other players' assignments. In the event that you yet own no creatures and land, you could possibly land your most memorable position and begin bringing in cash. They could require your assistance with their animals and harvests. You can help as an overseer for creatures and land by furnishing them with the consideration, love, food and water they need. The land additionally should be watered and cared for. Since all around kept up with property creates more harvests and very much kept up with creatures are better at replicating, the landowner esteems this participation. Trading materials. You can go through numerous nations with various players, giving an astounding encounter. You'll meet new players and visit their furnishings, animals, manifestations and homesteads. Assuming you're lucky, you will find things that are less expensive in one spot than in another. You can turn into a dealer and buy and offer products all through the globe to bring in cash. Specialized examination of My Neighbor Alice, Alice. Dealers utilize different strategies for Alice cost estimate and anticipate the following move the Alice market will probably make. Outline designs and most famous specialized pointers are the two accessible apparatuses used to know Alice's greatest worth. As well as foreseeing the Alice cost, merchants frequently search for huge opposition and backing levels, which show when a downtrend or upswing is going to end. The specialized examination of the Alice coin is finished utilizing the accompanying pointers. Crucial examination of My Neighbor Alice, Alice. My Neighbor Alice is a great idea in light of its utilization cases. It requests to two unique crowds, DeFi lovers and gamers. The product used to fabricate its organization comprises of a multiplayer building game, NFTs and in-game resources in light of blockchains. Because of this explanation, My Neighbor Alice varies from other metaverse networks like the Sandbox and games, like Decentraland. My Neighbor Alice's group. My Neighbor Alice was created by the gaming firm Tusk Intuitive, propelled by titles like Minecraft and Creature Crossing. The game studio's president is Anna Norvik. This game expects to acquaint blockchain with a great many gamers through entertaining stories and charming adaptation of decisions. My Neighbor Alice worth. My Neighbor Alice's mechanical capacities, use cases and highlights show its worth. These components distinguish the task's inborn worth, its capability to turn into a famous game and foster DeFi innovation, and highlights that lay out a permissionless loaning industry. The characteristic worth of Alice isn't really comparable to the market's team because of the unpredictability of advanced monetary forms. Market developments and energy decide the worth of the My Neighbor Alice digital currency. My Neighbor Alice, current cost. My Neighbor Alice is at present worth $1.82. Alice has moved minus 11.57% as of now with an exchanging volume of $45,724,612. My Neighbor Alice is at present position 337 among all digital currencies with a market capitalization of $54,910,150 US. My Neighbor Alice, value expectation 2022. My Neighbor Alice, from certain perspectives, is one of the most astonishing digital currencies to rise this year. The Alice cost conjecture for 2022 expects a critical expansion in the year's last part, perhaps coming to $2.73. Likewise with other digital forms of money, the ascent will be progressive, however no significant drops are normal. Averaging $2.55 in cost is very aggressive, yet it is doable sooner rather than later given expected coordinated efforts and progressions. Alice is supposed to have a base worth of $2.18. My Neighbor Alice, value expectation 2023. In 2023, My Neighbor Alice cost expectation has a lot of space for development. Because of the expected declarations of various new organizations and drives, we guess that the cost of Alice will before long outperform $4.55. Notwithstanding, we ought to hold on to check whether the Alice's general strength record emerges from the oversold zone prior to putting down any bullish wagers. Taking into account the market unpredictability, Alice will exchange with a base exchanging cost of $3.64 and a typical exchanging cost of $4.01. My Neighbor Alice, value forecast 2024. On the off chance that the vertical pattern go on until 2024, it could reach $6.37 and Alice might benefit. On the off chance that the market encounters a downfall, the objective may not be met. Alice is supposed to exchange at a typical cost of $5.83 and a low of $5.46 in 2024. My Neighbor Alice,